Greetings comrades and welcome to the new video. Today I will show you one of our most tasty and traditional breakfasts. It's called MEKITSI and it's basically fried dough. You cannot go wrong with fried dough, you know? Basically every nationality worldwide has discovered that. Americans have donuts, Spaniards have churros, and maybe there are other varieties worldwide. These are one of the most popular. So essentially, Slavs, we have MEKITSI, and I assure you, they taste nice, they are very easy to prepare, but if you don't want to clog your arteries, you can skip preparing the recipe and you can just watch the video. I will say more about it in the end of the video. Now we have the more important task to learn how to prepare them, so let's go and see that. We start our recipe with a lot of flour, white flour, the Slav way. We will need some water for these pastries. We will need one package of dry yeast, 7 grams. We will need 5 to 6 spoons of yogurt. Again, you have all the products with the right amounts in the description. We have some sugar, we have some salt, and that's basically it. We will also need some sunflower oil for frying, but this is at a later stage. First, we need to assure our yeast has bloomed. I will just add the whole package into a small bowl. I will add around 2 spoons of sugar. It will both help the yeast bloom faster and it will bring out some nice sweet flavor to our MEKITSI. Now we just need to mix it up a little bit and wait for its magic to happen. And look how the yeast blooms. It's quite nice, it bubbles. And after that we will mix our water with our yogurt. Basically this is the Slav version of buttermilk, and if you're from USA you can just use buttermilk instead. We mix for a while until our yogurt is incorporated. Our yeast has bloomed, so we add it to the wet ingredients, and on top we will add some flour. The only thing left for us is to mix the dough, and it's okay for it to be quite runny. It should be very sticky dough. And now we just add some flour until a dough ball starts forming, and again it should be soft. It should not be a very hard dough, it should be soft dough. But every time, depending on the flour you will use different amount of flour. After we mix everything in the bowl, I will just put it on the table and start mixing with my hand by adding some flour from time to time until a nice ball of dough forms. At that point I will just oil a bowl and I will add my dough in it. I will add some foil on top and I will leave it in the fridge for the night. Leaving it in the fridge for the night will help the dough develop some very nice flavors. This dough, by the way, you can use for pizza, and it can stay in the fridge for a week, but make sure it's covered. And yeah, if you want, you can fry like 1 or 2 pieces each day. The only thing you need to do if the dough was in the fridge is to get it out for an hour before you use it, so it can raise a little bit. After that, with some oiled hands, I oil my hands with some sunflower oil. I will split my dough into some even parts, so it will be easier for me to form the MEKITSI when I start frying them. And you should not be very consistent on how big are these balls. We will split them either way. I test my oil with a little piece of dough to see when it has heated, and once I see it's frying, I will start forming our MEKITSI. And this is very easy. Just take from the dough and stretch it a little bit in the air until it becomes flat, and put it into the hot oil. And you just fry it until it is golden brown on the other side, like that. And that's basically it. It's very easy to prepare this. And as I will tell you, this was my first time and they were perfect. So even if you have not prepared this, it would be very easy for you to prepare them. And I will fry a lot of them at the same time because they're tasty, and because I didn't want to lose time the other day to fry more. They're not so tasty when they're cool off, but they do the job. I mean, they're quite nice. We fry for some time and you see the process. Here I leave them to fry. While they fry, I put them into some paper so the excess oil can soak into the paper, and in that way we will not have them very soggy, and with oil the excess oil will go into the paper. And we're done. I serve them with some confectioner sugar on top, but we typically eat them with some jam, or we eat them with feta cheese, or we eat them in various ways, but they're the perfect zakuska. And that's it. Now I leave you with myself from the past. So comrades, finally we prepared the almighty mekitsa. This is the Slav multi-purpose breakfast. You can eat it savory, you can eat it sweet. Typically we eat it with some kind of jam and with feta cheese. You want to inject yourself with extra calories and carbs, you can just add powdered sugar on top, and they are perfect as is. Every babushka knows how to make this, and eventually I wanted to learn how to make them too. And by the way, this is my first try, and it's easy because they turned out perfect. I'm totally sure that if you try, you'll succeed in preparing them too. They are very tasty, and they're best when they're hot. But when they're cold, they're also nice, and they're very fluffy. So yeah, the only bad part is that they're quite heavy in calories, as this is fried dough after all. So you should eat like 2 or 3 and that's it, not a whole batch like I used to do back in the day when I was a fat Slav kid. You can surprise your family. This is quite fast. You can prepare a lot of dough in advance and just leave it in the fridge, and when you want to prepare some kind of meal, or typically we do this for breakfast, you just take the dough and fry it, and that's it. It's very easy. By the way, this dough works perfectly for pizza, even for bread, so you can use it for other kinds of stuff. Maybe we can use it for preparing some nice stuff in the future also. And that's it basically. Let's give it a taste test. I'll take a fresh one and just do the thing in front of the camera. I just want the camera to focus. It's very fluffy and airy in the inside thanks to the leavened dough. And from the yogurt, it has very nice kind of sourdough flavor. It's not the same, but it's very close. And they are very fluffy and chewy. If you like such stuff, give them a try, prepare them. This is an old-time Slav classic that every babushka prepares for her family, and they even sell them in the zakuska shops that I showed you back in the Kashkavalki video. That's it from me, comrades. I hope you enjoyed this Slavic epicness. This is one of our most epic foods, and that's it. Slav you next time.